hello, and a warm welcome to a new episode of Simply Electric with the brand new Opel Grandland, and this time as a plug-in hybrid. Plug-in hybrid represents the seamless fusion of two distinct worlds. On one hand, there's the internal combustion engine on the front axle, and on the other, of course, an electric motor that allows us to drive up to 100 kilometers purely electrically in the city with the Opel Grandland, making it highly efficient. 195 horsepower system power, and here we want to take a look at what the Opel Grandland has to offer in its latest generation. I'd say let's not waste any time. Can you check if you're already part of the Introduction to Electric community? If not, we'd love your support with a subscription. It's free for you, but a big help for us to grow the channel. And now let's dive into the brand new Opel Grandland as a plug-in hybrid. As always, we're starting from the outside. Start from the front. Take a look at the front section of the brand new Opel Grandland. And there, Opel really put the wizard in the spotlight, showcasing the daytime running lights along with the brand new Opel logo. I think it's wonderfully staged behind this sleek plastic glass panel, and optionally pixel LED headlights are also available, adding a modern and stylish touch to the overall design, which of course also feature a state-of-the-art matrix light system. This allows you to drive with high beam, so to speak, while automatically dimming for oncoming traffic, ensuring safety and comfort. We paired it beautifully with a silver metallic finish, combined with a black roof and elegant black metallic accent details. It's very, very nice. Around the wheel arches, it presents a very premium look. Also, the very, very sporty rims here feature a twisted 5-spoke design with a glossy black finish on partial surfaces. High gloss finished on 235/50 R20, they look extremely performant. You can see it very nicely. The sill is also painted in a shiny black metallic finish, adding to the sleek look. The exterior mirrors in between the silver metallic, the black roof on top, which I think makes it look even sportier, even sleeker, even more elegant. And for me, it's one of the cream of the crop, especially the rear section. And here, Opel succeeded again, particularly in the tail light design. The most advanced LED technology combined with Opel OPEL, staged beautifully and very, very well illuminated. I think it was also very, very nice to have Opel spelled out in relation to the Flash, right?
Yes, a fresh idea. Very good, yes.
A high-performance rear-edge spoiler with the double shark fin slot.
It looks like the shark fin slot has its own sort of separation edge.
Absolutely incredible. The shark fin slot, we'd be thrilled if the technology could transition into the body and mirrors, and here the Grandland is perfectly centered, styled as the third brake light. But I also find it super stylish. The only thing I wished for is that the rear wiper had been seamlessly integrated into the rear edge spoiler up here, blending perfectly. That would have definitely made the visual line even more appealing, but even as it is, I have to say, the new Opel Grandland still looks incredibly sharp and well designed overall. Let's get to the technical specs. The Opel Grandland as a plug-in hybrid is 4.65 meters long and 1.66 meters high. For comparison, I am 1.85 meters tall. The width is a good 1.90 meters. Without mirrors, with mirrors, a good 2.1 meters. The wheelbase measures 2.78 meters. In the plug-in hybrid, we also installed a 17.9 kilowatt-hour battery pack, which is designed to deliver up to 100 kilometers of purely electric range, and it gets charged here at the back through the charging port positioned on the driver's side. Standard with 3.7 kilowatt single phase at 32 amps. Moreover, you can choose to upgrade to a single phase charger with 7.4 kilowatts installed for faster charging speeds. I wished we could charge 3-phase with 11 kilowatts just like we know it from many other plug-in hybrids, and that perhaps we could have added a CCS connection for fast charging with 50 to 70 kilowatts to simply charge the battery pack from completely empty to completely full in half an hour. Since there are also some of you who park on the street and might want to recharge the battery during your shopping trip at the local store, perhaps in just half an hour while you're out shopping. Yes, otherwise I find the large charging flap here a bit oversized. For such a small charging port, they could have probably made it a bit more discreet, but that's just like always a bit of complaining on a very high level, which is really unnecessary. Let's talk about the system performance. It has 143 kilowatts, which is 195 horsepower in old currency, 350 Newton meters of torque, and it accelerates from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 6 seconds, 7.8 seconds with a top speed of 220 kilometers per hour. Let's take a closer look under the hood to see exactly how these components are assembled together. Here I would have liked to have 2 case fans, making it a bit more comfortable than with the bar. What's really nice is that the hood here is insulated, so noises and sound waves can't bounce around or echo underneath the metal surface, so to speak. Later, we will measure the interior noise. A 1.6 liter petrol engine, turbocharged, 110 kilowatts, 150 horsepower. That's essentially what drives the front axle as front-wheel drive. This is the combustion engine now. Stefan, if you step back a bit and to the side, I can show how it's built up. We then installed a gearbox behind the Otto engine, specifically a double clutch gearbox with 7 different gears. And in between sits an electric motor with 92 kilowatts, 125 horsepower, so we can drive purely electrically for up to 100 kilometers, or then in system performance, in combination with the combustion engine or just the combustion engine alone, drives the front axle. So you have maximum flexibility, and of course, especially in hybrid mode on long drives, you should achieve incredibly good fuel efficiency with the Opel Grandland plug-in hybrid, making it highly economical. So in essence, you've combined both worlds, the electric with the combustion engine, which ultimately delivers a total system output of 195 horsepower. Now let's hear how a hood like this, which is super light by the way, I'm guessing it's aluminum, actually sounds, all right?
3, 2, 1, go!
Done. I'm really super curious about how much space the new Opel Grandland actually offers.
Let me take a look. I'm assuming it's truly a small space marvel here.
By the way, we're filming here in windy weather at Frankfurt Airport.
Yeah.
So it's not just the planes flying by here, but we're also about to take off, right?
Off, right?
So if there's a bit of wind noise on the mic here and there, please just bear with us for a quick moment, okay? Yeah, we're going to take a look under the back hood, and it opens up electrically. That's a great feature. Where behind it you'll find a total of 550 liters of available luggage space. Everything is beautifully lined with carpet and also includes a double load floor, providing the perfect solution to store the charging cable and other small accessories neatly underneath it. The hatch shelf, you can simply remove it, Stefan. It makes complete sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, the dog's a bit stiff and inflexible.
So that means if you're aiming for more than 550 liters of storage capacity, you've really got to make sure it doesn't get blown away in this kind of strong wind conditions. You can fold down the 40-20-40 rear seat, which means, for example, the 20% section in the middle can easily be utilized to store a long object or even skis, so to speak. And you have the option, when you fold down all the rear seat backs, to expand the cargo volume even up to 1,645 liters. I'll show that to you here, of course. It's not that easy. Sometimes it helps if it's spring-loaded like that. We don't have that here in the Opel, unfortunately, but 1645 liters plus the large tailgate, that definitely fits Mom's wardrobe, right?
Lots of space in there.
So if that's not enough, dear Stefan, we have 2 more options.
So what's up?
First, we do the check to see what turns on electrically.
Does it get power?
That's how it's always been, right? See if it has a nice soft close too, right? Oh, it does. Got it? Yeah.
It looks nice, yeah.
Because you have the opportunity to manage up to 80 kilograms of roof load right here on the rooftop surface. If that's still not enough, beyond the 1,645 liters, you can get an optional tow hitch with 80 kilogram tongue weight. That might be of interest to enthusiasts of the refined cycling sport. And a braked load capacity of 1.5 tons on steep 12% gradients.
That's solid.
So a horse trailer could go behind, a sports boat could go behind, a caravan could go behind, or any other trailer. So for that reason, the Opel Grandland plug-in hybrid is also a decent towing vehicle, right? Right, we're done with the outside. Let's take a look inside. And as usual, we'll begin by checking the windows first. Double glazing, 2 panes with a film in between. We'll test how well it insulates the car from the inside, checking for noise reduction and temperature control, as well as overall performance. In addition, let's take a look at the door trim. I have to give Opel some real credit here. Take a look at the high quality material mix. Up here we have a wonderful fabric with a nice double stitch. Excellent craftsmanship. Softly foamed underneath. Oops, she's leaving now. Here, softly foamed underneath, ideal for fans of refined elbow sports who want to place that there. Here, it's nicely built into the door. There's also a ventilation nozzle. It's well done, I think. Here, a microfiber fabric. Some would say Alcantara. Again, nicely done with a seam. Here's a nice synthetic leather, softly foamed underneath. Controls for the windows, mirror adjustment, and the lock for the rear seats. And just here in the lower section, let's say, below the beltline area, that's exactly where Opel used hard plastic, but with a very high quality grained finish. That's something I can easily live with. But unfortunately, it wasn't lined with a rubber mat, felt, or any kind of carpet inside. Here, it could rattle and clatter, which I find less than ideal. But to be fair, it's a trend that's unfortunately become really quite common with most car manufacturers these days, honestly.
Ja, das ist ja leider mittlerweile Usus.
Critique stays constructive, right?
Of course.
Now let's check the door again. Tight, right? Amor. Yep, sounds tight. A warm welcome here to the interior of the Opel Grandland plug-in hybrid. I really have to give Opel some serious credit for this one. Opel is, in my opinion, taking a very modern and forward-looking path with the latest generations of vehicles. And that, combined with a great mix of materials. In the Opel Grandland plug-in hybrid here in our test car, we have the optional head-up display installed, which projects all essential information through the windshield. That's a great solution to make sure you're as little as possible distracted from the traffic and the view outside. Additionally, we've integrated a nice flat and wide infotainment display for the driver, along with a driver information screen where all essential details are easily readable and exceptionally sharp. Additionally, we have here, in my opinion, also a more wonderful multifunction steering wheel unit, which we also have very, very nicely. Now it's turned off here. We'll turn it back on in a moment. Which can also be adjusted in height as well as in the distance, Stefan.
Yes, very good.
To then perfect it for the driver's personal ergonomics. Honestly, you really couldn't have phrased it any better than that.
Perfekt.
The only thing I would have wished for were some tactile buttons here. There are pressure-sensitive buttons, but they're also quite easy to use. I pressed around wildly here to test it out for you. The horn is also very, very nicely integrated with the new Opel Blitz design here, and it functions perfectly. What I really liked is that we don't have a huge bulky display here, keeping it sleek and functional. The downside might be that if we want to watch YouTube or play some games while stationary, it could feel slightly restrictive. But most of you use cars mainly for driving, not for entertainment purposes, right?
Richtig, ja.
Let's be real, we always talk about the latest hot thing, ... But in the end, what do we do with cars? We mostly
Genau,
drive.
wir fahren, ja.
And I like it here wide and flat. Well done, because we have such an excellent view out and as a result, a truly fantastic all-around visibility throughout the entire vehicle. Very well done is also the vehicle setting via the quick select button, home button, or the climate menu function. We also incorporated a rotary control for volume and mute, along with all the essential air conditioning functions using toggle switches. I think it's really brilliant. I can easily adjust it cooler or warmer while driving. That's usually what we end up adjusting with the air conditioning system while we're driving. And we had all of that, so to speak, right at hand and easily accessible without ever getting distracted. In the infotainment area as well, Opel has equipped the car with the latest generation of its infotainment system, with a wonderful navigation integration. It's nice and smooth, it works really quickly and efficiently, no delays. That you can zoom in and out here. And I really have to say, it's very well done. Or what's your take on it, Stefan?
Yes, now Opel has also made huge progress in the meantime.
Look, with the home button, I can always get back to the home menu here. Through the app list, I can always get back to the app list. I can connect everything very, very easily and very, very quickly here. You have both Android Auto and Apple CarPlay integrated wirelessly here, making it seamless and highly convenient. Not that straightforward, right? By the way, it's actually an Opel phone connected here from our...
Android habt ihr aber auch noch nie gezeigt, ne?
Yeah, it's somehow a bit different from Apple CarPlay. Yeah.
Nicht, ne?
But also kind of beautifully done. Again here then.
The integration distribution is cool.
Exactly, so for those who are a bit Google Maps inclined like us to cruise through the cities quickly and smoothly, it's all mega brilliant. Here, I quickly found the button for the vehicle settings. I also think it's mega brilliant to just get there fast or by using the home button or to access the detailed climate menu instantly, where you could really adjust everything, absolutely everything, and then fine-tune it accordingly. Seat ventilation as well as seat heating are, of course, also included and readily available for use here. The air quality is displayed, and what's great about the plug-in hybrid, which is why we're such big fans, is that you can precondition the car. That means heating it in winter, cooling it in summer, so you never have to get into a car that's uncomfortably hot or cold inside. Yes, let's move forward. Here's an adjustable vent, 2 USB-C ports, an inductive charging pad look where we can see through.
Genau, dahinter liegt das Handy.
Exactly, number 21.
Ja.
So we're entirely numbered around here, so
Ja, richtig.
we're not the ones labeled as 21.
Ja.
Yeah, it's not bad, right? But look here, beautifully made with fabric again, and overall this carbon look here. There's a bit of piano lacquer, but it's fine. Here, some silver paint added. Then here again, this wonderful fabric which stretches over here so beautifully. Here is hard plastic, but it's almost unnoticeable because it's so finely textured. Yes, we also have driving mode selectors. So with the drive function and additionally the brake function, you can maximize the recuperation of the electric motor and feed energy back into the battery by slowing down, so you can recuperate and recover energy. Yes, the adjustable cup holder is also a really nice and practical feature. Here, I think the Opel Park ticket is also included. You can slide it back and forth like this if you need a bigger compartment or if you have smaller or larger cups. Also a clever idea, right?
Yeah, simple but clever.
Look, you can do it alone, so there's a middle section here, right? Opel's incredibly flexible here, right? Look, the summer test drive ticket even includes the emergency number in case something serious happens to us during the trip. We hope not, of course, then store it right here. The Opel key, it's just so elegant and stylish, I'd say. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I'd say it's almost a bit old school, right? Yeah, let's think about Polestar or something, these cards and that's...
Honestly, that's enough.
Ja, natürlich. Ich bin da auch absoluter Fan von.
Because here everyone knows the hood and trunk, right? And nice
Erklärt sich
tactile
von selbst.
buttons. Then we have this awesome center armrest. First look, super soft, underfoamed, so the elbow glides really smoothly over it.
Oh ja.
Feels amazing, opens on both sides. And look here, it opens into a huge storage compartment. I mean, you could almost fit a lady's handbag in there, or my man bag. Where is it actually?
Well, lost.
Look, here's another spot for coins or maybe even another wallet or something along those lines. I think it's really well made. And look, you can open one side, so if I'm driving, I can quickly grab my wallet. So it's pretty well done, right?
Absolut.
Yeah. What's also really cool is this compartment here for sunglasses.
Yeah, the Top Gun.
It was fun. Do you notice the ambient lighting in here?
Oh, look, yes, that's right.
We really floored the Opel. Now we've got this lucky button. And here we can open this blind, which perfectly and massively shields us from sunlight. And we've got a super large panoramic glass sliding roof where we might even catch a glimpse of the planes flying at Frankfurt Airport at night. Oh,
Just had one. Timed perfectly. Yes.
perfect. Or stargazing tonight, but we can't manage it now, right?
Nope, we can't make it that dark so quickly.
And look, you can still open it up. That's probably the only thing I have to criticize just a little bit, honestly. It's just that it's a relatively small opening, right? Back in the day, it always went up to here, didn't it? But here also nicely with a wind deflector, like a wind shot in front. But it's maybe a great story because I'm really a fan of sunroofs in spring and fall, right?
Yeah, a bit of fresh air is always good.
And what's absolutely brilliant is that you can just close it again to protect yourself from the sun exposure in the middle of summer accordingly. The black roof lining really rounds off the look, in my opinion, very nicely. And yeah, there's actually hardly anything to criticize here in the interior space.
So what do we have to say?
I have to say the seats are really awesome.
Yeah, you've got a great seating position, I must say.
Yeah, they are sporty, they are firm, but still comfortably padded. And they also provide maximum support, I think, in the lumbar area and even offer excellent support throughout the thigh region. And they also include the length adjustment feature, which is particularly beneficial for individuals like me who have very long legs. Up top, you'll find the shoulder padding crafted with an excellent material mix. Leather on one side, microfiber on the other, and the headrest is very neatly and seamlessly integrated, which also has a comfort function. That means we can adjust it in both distance and height according to our preferences. We've got seat ventilation along with seat heating integrated here on board. I'm not sure if this is also one of those AGR certified healthier back seats again. I didn't find anything about it.
At least at first glance, I don't see a patch either.
But it feels amazing, yeah.
Definitely, no doubt.
So I'd say for all those who, like me, also tend to have back issues sometimes, I could imagine this is a super comfortable seat. Is the memory function there at the seat base?
I have an adjustment here, yes. I believe it's just for the individual vertebrae.
Here's M1, M2, where I can also store positions.
No, I didn't.
Could Opel not do it for passengers?
No, but I'm just really happy that this can be decided electrically once more.
Pitch adjustment issue?
Wait, let's test that.
Check it out now.
Take a look at this here.
Absolutely, yes. Works wonderfully, and what I also think works really well is when the seat has an ISOFIX attachment option like here, because many of you might prefer to take the toddler in the front passenger seat instead of placing them in the back row. I think it's a smart and practical solution, don't you agree?
Yes, definitely, I agree.
Look, for a plug-in hybrid and a combustion engine, brilliantly done, dual layers, very rare, usually fully closed, but here it offers again. Additional storage space, maybe for the herd pouch, for a small lady's handbag, or other things.
Stuff, 12-volt plug.
The 12-volt port.
Unfortunately, there was no wattage listed on it.
What does he like?
Glove guy, wow.
Nicely lined with felt, also a good size. Here you can also turn the airbag on and off. That's crucial when the child seat is installed in that spot. Everything was really well done. Nice velour floor mats. Only the door entry, it's made of hard plastic again, but it was still done quite well and looks decent overall. The entire B-pillar from up here, look all the way down to the bottom, is made of hard plastic. That means on Strelitzer Strasse, the Opel Grandland could potentially end up rattling a bit there as well. Just wanted to pass along that little piece of information to you. And now I'd say, let's move on to the seating test in the back. I'm 1.85 meters tall, a delicate 99.9 kilos period, 9 kilos heavy, and I'm here to do the entry check into the rear seat of the Opel Grandland plug-in hybrid. And even back here, I've got a really comfortable seating position. It feels like I'm sitting slightly higher, which is something we've often experienced with SUVs in general. The space is generous and the overall comfort is impressive. But I can slide my feet very comfortably under the front seat. Here with the center armrest, I also have a nice soft padding around my arm to rest on. Sure, the cup holder could have been positioned slightly further forward, but in this spot, I don't really end up bumping into it or getting in its way at all, which is nice. Here's another convenient spot, perfectly suited for a tablet or smartphone. Like I mentioned, the two cup holders, and I'm sitting really very comfortably here on the perforated leather seats. We've got zippers back here, providing extra storage space. I find that not ideal because they're so hard to open. I don't dare pull on them. I don't want to break anything here. Then the child ISOFIX on both sides is tucked away. It's a bit sad.
Yes, these simple clips.
So, was wir so oft sehen.
They are much easier.
When we have to get through a slit, it's also never that easy. The fastening always turns into a test of courage. Yeah, a test of courage here with the ventilation too. See, Stefan, we've got these nice vents in the center console. So we've got seat heating here in the back on both sides, then probably optional 2 USB-C ports, and also an additional 12-volt outlet and a small storage space. What I like, look, the floor here is completely flat, just as we know it from pure electric mobility, so 3 adults can sit here quite comfortably for a short trip without facing any significant issues or discomfort. It's super comfy. Once again, this nice microfiber material, faux leather. Only the inner part here has soft foam padding. Take a look, please. This is also super premium quality. Then here with the net, it could have been a little bit higher to more effectively secure heavier items in this area. So for instance, perhaps a tablet or even a compact laptop could be placed there. For the smartphone, it's completely sufficient, and for the newspaper, it definitely is too. Yes, let's take a final look at the rear door trim to see if Opel cut corners again. Did they? Already, right?
Yes, a bit different. Yeah, sure.
On top is hard plastic.
It's so hard.
They just don't spare any material. There's the Alcantara again, as the Spaniard says.
It's also a bit lightweight, you know.
Exactly, it's like that at the front too. Then there's this plastic surface that looks like carbon right above the handle.
Exactly, it's visually carbon.
And at the bottom, it's hard plastic again. But I do find it a bit of a shame that they might have saved a bit on the material here on the rail up at the top.
Yeah, actually unnecessary. They could have easily included it.
And here, some people definitely want a blind like that. Perhaps to shield the kids from the sun's direct exposure more effectively.
So you have to stuff in the old towel like you often see on the highway, what many do.
Yes, or perhaps it's just an optional feature our test card didn't include. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Are you the curtain hanging type or the towel type? We showed you everything on the outside, we showed you everything on the inside. So now we naturally want to experience the plug-in hybrid on the road in the big driving report. Get ready, we're hopping into the new Opel Grandland plug-in hybrid and setting off for the big driving report to see how it really performs out on the road. First, we're going to test the turning radius with you, and it measures an impressive 10.93 meters in total. That's a seriously impressive figure for a 4.65 meter long electric vehicle, or in this specific instance, a plug-in hybrid. An SUV, making it very, very easy to navigate through the city streets. Just as crucial as the turning radius is the ability to park the Opel Grandland plug-in hybrid effortlessly and with ease. And to assist with that, we also have a corresponding camera system here, which I find operates with a relatively high resolution, making it quite effective. With guidelines, it also assists us very, very well. It provides the option, alongside the Seal U DMI from BYD, to park with ease and added convenience. I think it's quite well done. What's your personal opinion on it?
Yes, I really like the camera. Excellent resolution too. Seems to have a pretty solid processor behind it as well. It's fast, no delays or anything.
Exactly. So we also have this top view at the end. I always think that's awesome because it gives you a better sense of the distance than the camera angle. And then we have... When we shift into forward gear, we also activate the front camera. It's pretty much like a complete 360-degree camera system overall. We have a great opportunity here, and it's important. Stefan, film outside, please. I can't see behind the BYD if there are any cyclists or small children approaching. And that's something I can really solve well here with the 180-degree camera. Because that's important, especially when you're coming out of narrow gateways in urban areas and moving into public traffic. And that is, I think, a very, very big help. It's much more important to me than something like a bird's eye view, where I can rotate the car 480 degrees, 560 degrees around me. And I also don't need a camera to keep from scratching the rims anywhere. I've done fine without cameras since 1993, and without adjusting the mirrors, as I have a sense of space for such a car. And for its wheels as well, right? But of course, everyone is different. We want to measure from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour with you. Stefan, count it.
3, 2, 1, go ahead now.
Go. He started moving forward slowly. 20, 40, 50, 70, gradually gaining momentum as he went. And stoichiometry orari. And of course, we also want to test the brakes and see how they respond. Stefan definitely got some great results. Wow.
0 to 50, 4.17, 0 to 60, 4.9, 0 to 100 in 9.2, 100 to 0 in 9.20 and 3.08.
Yes, great numbers. Let's check the interior noise at 100 kilometers per hour. 59, 60 decibels. We accelerated to 70 kilometers per hour. 62, 63 decibels, and we accelerated to 100 kilometers per hour. "70 decibels, those are really great values, and the interior noises are impressively quiet. We're currently on the highway and want to demonstrate how the advanced assistance systems in the Opel Grandland function. Specifically, we're making use of the semi-autonomous lane change assistant right now, which was initially triggered, but unfortunately it just ended up canceling out a little bit right now. Yes, in addition to the lane change assistant, we've installed the steering assistant and the lane keeping assistant here, which ensures that we always, as you can see here, stay very, very nicely centered in the lane. Now we'll carefully and clearly guide you through the lane change to the right once again, taking it step by step for full clarity. Unfortunately, he didn't do it this time. The semi-autonomous system stopped again, even though it was indicating it. That means I had to confirm it with the OK button. I didn't know that. That was my user error now. After I pressed the OK button, it executed the lane change flawlessly and without issues. We're doing the same thing again on the left lane for a double test. It really handled that as well. Brilliantly and swiftly handled. You're really fun to drive with during these lane changes. Yeah, that's so nice. Now we have a speed change to 80 kilometers per hour. It immediately picks up on it right at the sign and adjusts the speed accordingly by pressing the OK button. It automatically reduces the speed down to 80 kilometers per hour. That means it's semi-adaptive. Why semi-adaptive? Because I have to confirm it with the OK button, which it actually isn't. It's predictive, which I find very, very disappointing. I would have wished for a predictive solution like the ones available in the VW Group, BMW and Mercedes, where it anticipates there's an 80 kilometer per hour limit coming up, and it proactively adjusts the speed to ensure I'm driving the new speed right at the sign. You clearly noticed that the speed reduction, even though we were in brake mode, was very smooth and didn't feel too harsh or abrupt at any point throughout the journey, which could mean, just hypothetically, that even with the OK button and the speed adjustment in the adaptive system, there might still be, for example, a speed camera behind you. The adaptive cruise control could potentially capture a photo.
We all want to avoid it somehow.
And there, dear Opel enthusiasts, I would simply wish that you perhaps adjust this again through a software update so that it actually goes into full recuperation. The car significantly reduces the speed so that there's no risk at all when you press the OK button and reduce the speed. Then in that range where the colleagues with the traffic monitoring are, you're not in any danger, right?
Yes, too little.
That's it, nicely put, I'd say.
Right on.
To a great car belongs a great sound system. Here there's the optional focal system, and it truly delivers an outstanding surround sound experience that enhances every drive with crystal clear audio, doesn't it?
Oh yes, that sounds good. Definitely for starters.
Rolling down the highway, lights are shining bright.
Also with a nice bass. Clear highs and clear mids throughout.
So it's really enjoyable to experience music this way, isn't it? That's why we've also linked our new Simply Electric song in the video description for you, in case you want to listen to it for a longer time. Let's move on to travel comfort with the Opel Grandland plug-in hybrid. And to ensure we have a reliable platform where we can authentically and fairly compare all the vehicles we've thoroughly tested and reviewed, for over 5 years we've developed a system known as the Stefan Popometer. And this popometer features noticeable swings in its measurements. How's it going today in the Grandland?
Positive. In short, the seats are super comfy and the side support feels great. I'm really impressed. The shoulder support and the adjustable headrest feel really awesome, I think. You can get comfy, plus I can adjust everything electrically, forward, back, up and down. Perfect, it doesn't get any better. In terms of the suspension, I find it very comfortable. It's a nice cruiser, not a racing machine, which I don't think we expect in a Grandland anyway. But I find it very pleasant.
I'm also really impressed with the seats. We already praised them when stationary, and they definitely back that up during the drive here in our driving impressions, adding to the overall comfort. The car has, in my opinion, a very direct steering system. It might push just a tiny bit when you take corners quickly, a little over the front axle, but it's minimal. That's something we're a bit used to with SUVs, to be honest. But it's firm, comfortable, and especially on the highway. With a wheelbase of 2.78 meters, it doesn't pick up every bump, dip, or rut in the road. It's very, very comfortable for traveling, I think. So I could imagine like driving with you again to Lake Garda sometime, especially combined with the focal sound system. It's just, I think, a very, very high level of travel comfort and really makes you want to do more with the Opel Grandland, right?
Absolutely, yes, definitely give it a try.
Let's take a closer look at the detailed fuel consumption rates here in the Opel Grandland plug-in hybrid model. We have the consumption values here in the vehicle of this test car, which as expected has been used quite intensively throughout. Now, since the last start, it's been 500 kilometers at 20 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers driven, or 2.8 liters per 100 kilometers using the combustion engine. I think these are pretty solid values. Don't you agree?
That's really decent. I think so too.
And with that, let's wrap it all up now and move ahead straight into the conclusion with the Opel Grandland plug-in hybrid. And I have to say, I'm genuinely impressed with how well Opel managed to blend both worlds together in such a seamless and efficient manner. The fully electric world, which you can use purely electrically in daily life with up to 100 kilometers of WLTP range in the city. That's a good 2 days for an average 40-kilometer commuter per day without needing to recharge. And of course, with the tank having a capacity of, I believe, 55 liters, combined with a decent overall range, so that especially in hybrid mode, it also offers a very high suitability for long distances. For those who might not be quite ready for the all-electric Grandland, I think it's a great transitional solution, right?
Yes, that's exactly the point we've been making all along. If you're not ready to go fully electric, hybrids like the Opel Grandland plug-in are a great and practical option to consider and explore further. To get used to it or whatever, just to test how it feels, what the range is like, how I assess myself, and similar considerations.
And overall, I think Opel finally managed to create a very, very beautiful modern design. Also with a great material mix. Everything here in the interior works really, really well, including the integration of Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. That's why I feel the car is extremely future-proof and well prepared for what's to come. I can only encourage you to visit the nearest Opel dealer. Take the new Opel Grandland for a test drive, whether as a plug-in hybrid or the fully electric version, and experience it yourself. Take the opportunity to compare our values with the driving impressions you'll gain from your test drive experience. And I'm really curious, of course, to see what comes out of it. Opel, as always, delivers exceptional discounts, excellent leasing deals, and highly attractive financing options. So there's absolutely no reason to focus on the gross list prices at all. And yes, our tip is to visit the nearest Opel dealer, test drive, and feel free to write now your overall opinion on the Opel Grandland plug-in hybrid in the comments below. And with that, we've also come to the end of today's video. Thanks for watching. I really hope, of course, you enjoyed the video. Please feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. I completely forgot to mention the price. It starts at just over 40,000 euros for the base model, or as a GS variant like the one we had, at just over 44,000 euros. Yes, I would be happy if you could support us with your subscription here on YouTube in the Drive Electric community. It's free for you, but a huge support for us to keep growing the channel further and to basically bring the latest videos right to your couch at home for free every single time. Thank you so much for watching. It was an honor. Stay well and see you soon. Our Ollie. You, Stefan, what I just think is really awesome is this illuminated Opel Blitz here. Nicely lit, subtly behind plexiglass. It looks really modern and absolutely fantastic, truly impressive and striking.